NHS is just so important, isn't it? You know, not obviously just to us here, but to everybody. I think in recent years, with the pandemic and everything that's gone on, how much we need to, you know, how much we value the NHS, but how much we need to keep that safe.
That we have a Conservative MP in Leigh voting through legislation that's going to privatise our National Health Service. They can't sell it on the stock market, they wouldn't get away with it. They have to privatise it like this, via stealth, so people aren't noticing. Well, we're noticing, James, and take note, you will not privatise our National Health Service. We belong to Unite the Union, the Unison here, the DNP that support our campaign, the RNT, TSSA, they all support to defend and fight for our National Health Service. And so here's a message for the Labour Party, a party that I loved and I was a member of for 30 years. Our NHS belongs to us. You are totally responsible for what's happening to our NHS at the moment. You had 14 years to secure our NHS. So here's a message for Keir Starmer and West Streeting. If you get in power, you will not privatise our NHS in our name. These campaigns are outside of your office.
Do you think the NHS is under real threat of privatisation?
It is. They've always been nibbling at it, and now they're setting up all sorts of services to go up for privatisation, and also they're setting up to fail with underfunding, leading to queues at A&E, waiting for an ambulance, no one can get in to see their GP, and it's all to do with funding.
So why have you organised this protest today?
Well, since 2012, the Conservative government have been privatising our NHS, and there's a bill going through Parliament at the moment which will be the final piece in the jigsaw to allow the private sector to completely take over our NHS.
We've had, 12 long years now of us basically shouting of how important our NHS is to the public. And we just need to keep doing that. It is just so important. But can I just say, the response that we're getting here in Leigh is just absolutely fantastic. You can hear the horns, you can hear the music, and people are stopping because guess what? It's important to them. You know, so we need to just keep being here, keep that presence for our NHS and its valued workers.
Do you think there could be a situation where healthcare is no longer free at the point of use?
It can be. There is a possibility that it will be.
And that's extremely scary to a lot of people, you know, that they have to actually then pay for this service that we fought for as a Labour government many years ago under Bevan to try and give this to help people.
What do you think it would be like living under a private healthcare system?
It'd be like America. There'd be millions of people with no health care. Child mortality in America is higher than Cuba, and that's what it'd be like.
So is the NHS under threat of privatisation?
Oh yes, it has been since 2012, since the Health and Social Care Act. But there has been a lot of resistance from campaigners like us, and there's been a lot of resistance inside the NHS from the unions and other people that work in it. But it's coming to a stage by stealth, they're doing it bit by bit, department by department, specialism by specialism, by stealth, they're privatising our NHS. And this bill puts the private sector right at the heart of commissioning our healthcare.
Margaret Thatcher, she introduced the market into the NHS. The New Labour never took the market out of the NHS. And they think there should be a market in healthcare, but no, it's elementary human right to healthcare.
Absolutely atrocious that our government is not backing the NHS, the health services that our people have relied on all through the pandemic. And it's disgraceful that our local MP is voting with the government and not for the people of Leigh and representing him as he should do.
Do you believe there could be a situation where the NHS is no longer free at the point of use?
Do you know what? I sincerely hope not. You know, I really don't think, you know, the public at large would have that. You know, there's too much at stake. You know, we've just come out of a pandemic where people, you know, we absolutely needed the NHS, you know, and they were there for us at our time of need, and we need to be there for them.
What do you think life would be like living under a private healthcare system?
It it will be atrocious, especially for working class people, especially people in Leigh. We are ex-mining, ex-industrial communities, and it will be a huge burden on people to pay for their own care.
Do you believe that Labour under Keir Starmer provide a credible alternative plan for the NHS?
It's very much in doubt. For instance, our union met with Wes Streeting and he's very good. The next day called for more private sector involvement. So what's all that about? But if we rely on the unions, we'll be okay.
So could we reach a point where healthcare is no longer free at the point of use?
Yes, and it won't happen overnight. This has been going on since 2012, but eventually the budgets, there's 40 new care, they change them a lot. It's called integrated care systems, and there's 40 in the country. They'll have a budget to spend on our behalf. The private sector's going to be sat around the table, so you don't have to be brain of Britain to work out where they're going to spend this money. But once that budget's gone, we'll have run out of money for our healthcare. And so that the only option we'll have then is to go private, either purchase insurance or to pay for it directly.
What do you think it would be like living under a private healthcare system?
I don't think that is worth thinking about. You know, we only have to look at other countries, you know, and obviously, you know, you know, the huge difference in people can afford it and people that can't. We cannot afford to get into that situation. So the threat of that, you know, is, you know, it's real, and we need to basically just keep campaigning on that basis.
Do you think the NHS is under real threat of privatisation?
I think if this bill goes ahead, then it is. This will mark the privatisation of National Health Service and our most cherished asset in UK.
What sort of response have you had from the public?
Fantastic, fantastic. The public know. We're here today, they're all waving, they're pumping their horns, we've got a band here. It's not like any other campaign, we've just been through the pandemic. These people in our NHS have been working in atrocious conditions. Some have lost their lives. People understand what's going on with our NHS. They love it. It's the most important institution our society will ever have. So we have to make the public aware that this is what's happening to our NHS, and we do need their help. Write to their MP and come and protest with us. We need you. It's our NHS, it's yours. Stop the profiteers. Thank you.